What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now listen, when I'm recording this, I finished the series about 3 weeks ago. I don't know which is the first video that I'm gonna be saying this on, but I have forgot to record a reaction to the final trailer. And sorry, right now I got the broadcast of one of the videos. What is it? Season 3, episode 7 is just airing right now. But I don't know which video is gonna go first, but I forgot to react to the final season's trailer. So like I can't go back and react to it. I already seen it, so it's not like I'm seeing the footage for the first time unless they put something in the trailer that's not in there anymore, or unless they try to have the trailer spin it a different way than it actually is. But what I will be doing is, by the time this video is dropped, I'm most likely done with it. But go check in Game of Channel description down below. Telltale's Game of Thrones. At this point, I don't know if it's good or not, but it must have been somewhat good to get a second season, even though the studio was shut down later down the line. But that had nothing to do with how the game was. Also, I'm gonna have this season, I think I said it before, but this season and next season's history and lore go in between episodes. So this probably be the first video, and then will probably be season 8 episode 1, and then part 2 of this, and then you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I said that's gonna be it for like I'm ending the video. I'm ready to jump into this. I'm about to record these last 2 and edit them today. I like recording them. Well, I don't like recording them. I like watching them, but I don't like editing them, because I gotta do it on this computer, and the exporting be long as shit, so I can't do anything else. I have to have that exact day be just for the history and lores. But I'm ready to jump into this. But before we do, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get it. I know the intro is hella long, but I had to give the backstory, and they about to give me the backstory. Also, I got the books maybe a couple weeks ago, like right after maybe a couple days after I finished the finale. I haven't read it yet, so I'm gonna go from this and then the books. So show this books. If I gotta say one more thing. If there's anyone who likes, reading the books and watching the adaptation, what do you personally think is better? I have my opinion. I'm about to say it, but reading them, like if we're talking about reading them, book, novel, comic, whatever it may be, reading and then watching adaptation, or adaptation and then reading. I think adaptation then readings first. I mean, it's better because, one, you see what the adaptation is, and it helps with your imagination. And also, you don't read if you read whatever first, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this on the screen, and they cut it out, now you're mad as shit. Typically that don't go the other way around. There's this one part in Harry Potter that I like that they had in the books better.
When I fled Westeros, I washed up where most His Grace knights do. The Golden Company. The best of the Eastern Sellsword companies, for what that's worth. 20,000 battle-hardened men, horses, and even elephants, ready to kill their employers' enemies, no matter the cause, no matter the result. The Golden Company began as revenge. On his deathbed, a Targaryen king legitimized all his bastards, either to buy his way into the Seven Heavens, or spite the family left behind. As everyone knew would happen, his great bastards weren't satisfied with their father's name, and wanted his throne as well, under the banner of the new House Blackfire. Their
I've
true
been hearing
born
about
brothers
y'all when it comes to the
disagreed.
books.
When the Blackfires lost the Civil War, they fled to Essos to gather a new army in return for what was theirs. But wars cost money, and Aegor Rivers, the leader of the Blackfire forces who now called himself Bittersteel, decided he could sell his army's services to other lords while waiting to return to Westeros. The Golden Company was born. For their words, they chose, beneath the gold, the bitter steel, to remind themselves that they weren't just hired killers, but knights of Westeros who'd one day retake their home.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. This shit kind of loud.
They never tried.
I have to turn it up when I'm editing, so.
Successful as sellswords. When Qohor declined to pay the new Golden Company for its services, Bittersteel dared what even the Dothraki failed to do, and sacked the city. After filling the company's coffers, he declared that unlike all other sellswords, the Golden Company would never break a contract.
I heard about, literally yesterday I heard about this.
But they also don't take contracts unless
I don't know
they
where.
argue
I don't
heavily in
remember.
their favor. Cowardly, perhaps, but far from foolish. Quite a few wars have ended with one side learning the Golden Company agreed to fight on the other. Though it's not just their reputation that scares off would-be enemies. For some, it only takes one look at the captain's war tent surrounded by the gilded skulls of former captains, many splintered with the wounds that killed them. Any sellswords who'd waste that much gold must have a lot of it, and nobody pays in defeat. Could the Golden Company ever take Westeros? They get more practice fighting than the average knight, and their elephants could make a mess on a battlefield. But men who fight for gold will never fight as hard as men who fight for home. I should know. I've done one. Now I do the other.
Damn. But yeah, I literally, I don't even know what video it was, but I heard about the Golden Company, because I was just like, I heard they had something to do with Blackfire, and I heard that's something pertaining to the books. And then I heard that Ser Jorah had fought with them. I don't know if it was right after, you know, he went to Essos. And I heard that they don't back out of a contract. And what's crazy is, like, when it comes to editing, I be procrastinating because, one, I post the videos and then I'm editing and then, you know, make sure everything's good, see the feedback, and as I go to that YouTube poem page, I see something concerning Game of Thrones and I'm like, okay, I'll just watch this one video. And then I just procrastinate like shit, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's like I try to just put it on my other monitor, then lower the volume a little bit, so it's like it's in the background. I got something there, but I gotta stop, dude. Like, once I get, you know, at this point I should be straight. When this video drops, I'm straight. Like, someone's gonna take that out of context, dude. When this video drops, like, I'm good. But at this point that I'm recording it, I just got a couple, you know, couple videos to record, and then I should be stocked. Like, I'm stocked up on videos not edited, but what we got in the Citadel, man?
The Citadel of Old Town.
Oh yeah, they really did. I was glad you started with that, because they really didn't tell us shit when it came to the Golden Company in the show.
Younger sons, useful to have around as long as they keep to the commoners. Back when House Hightower still ruled Old Town as kings, a crippled younger son sought solace in books and those who wrote them, and became the greatest patron of learning in his day. Scholars of all sorts flocked to Old Town to debate and write and debate. After this Prince Paramore's death, his brother granted land to Paramore's pets, as the wise men were called, though now they're known as maesters. Like the Night's Watch, the Citadel accepts any boy into its halls, be he a lordling, peasant, or bastard. Merit, not birth, determines advancement. Once a novice proves adept in a field, he forges a chain link that signifies his skill. Black iron is for ravenry, gold for sums and accounts, silver for healing, iron for warfare, Valyrian steel for the higher mysteries. Magic, though nobody likes to say the word in the Citadel, or explain how dragons fly or dead men walk.
They don't even want to acknowledge it.
Links to make a chain, he becomes a maester. Should he continue his studies, he might rise to archmaester and be given a ring, rod, and mask forged from the appropriate metal for his chosen field. The wisest, or most ambitious of the archmaesters might even be called to serve as a grand maester on the small council, responsible for steering the king and the realm, as well as keeping the Citadel informed of everything.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, because I did a character tier list. I don't even know if Pycelle was on there, but I was not oh, it looked like my shit with my I had to do a new setup, but it looked like it was messed up. I'm not big on Pycelle, dude. I never cared for him. And then I just heard about a deleted scene where like he was faking, like, cause I kind of joked about him in earlier seasons, but I didn't want to go too crazy in case that's how the actor actually talked. So I was like, you know, I don't want to just say that. Where he was faking it, and then Tywin was like, do people actually buy? I forgot what he said, but I'm like, y'all should have kept that in, dude. If y'all had that in, it would have brought some intrigue. I mean, at that point, you was like 4 seasons in, but still.
The heart of the Citadel is the library, which contains tomes from all over the world on every subject imaginable, from the trivial to the essential to the restricted. If the world ended tomorrow, we could rebuild it with the knowledge contained in these books. Theoretically. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But as every novice learns, the Citadel is more than a building, more than a library, more than the Order of Maesters. It is an idea that we may know the world. Not completely, not in any one man's lifetime, but piece by piece. With each generation building upon the knowledge of their predecessors where they can, and preserving it where they can't. And, unfortunately for us all, forgetting it when they shouldn't. The Maesters don't believe in prophecy, with good reason. The children of the forest supposedly could see into the future, yet were surprised by the first men who nearly ended their race, and the long night, which nearly ended us all. Some Maesters posit that the children's magical sight was invented long after they vanished from Westeros, by singers hoping to thrill peasant girls. Not that most Maesters have much experience in what does or doesn't do that. When Aegon the Conqueror came to the Iron Islands, the priest King Lodos claimed his divine father, the Ironborn's drowned god, had shown him krakens pulling Aegon's ships into the deep. No krakens ever arrived, and even if they had, they wouldn't have stopped Aegon and his dragons without wings of their own. Confused,
Exactly.
Lodos filled his pockets with stones and walked into the sea to take counsel with his father. Thousands followed him, but apparently the drowned god didn't appreciate a crowd. Their corpses washed upon the Iron Islands for years. According to legend, House Targaryen survived the doom of Valyria thanks to Daenys the Dreamer, who foresaw the calamity and convinced her father to flee their homeland. It could be true. The Targaryens were always a bit more. But as Maester Yendel points out, in the east the Targaryens were one of 1,000 minor noble families, and in Westeros they became kings. Politics, not prophecy, could have drawn them to our shores. Politics can also explain the prophecies of Daemon Blackfyre II, a Targaryen bastard rumoured to possess the family gift. While posing as a hedge knight, he told a future Lord Commander of the Kingsguard that he dreamt of a dragon hatching at White Walls Castle, and took it as a sign that he'd win the Iron Throne. Perhaps if he'd slept a bit longer, he'd have dreamt of the King's Hand putting down his rebellion a day later, before it even began. Most Maesters dismiss all Targaryen claims of prophecy as mystic nonsense.
Goddamn.
A relic of their eastern ancestry. To be fair, Across the narrow sea, there isn't a market without a warlock from Karth telling fortunes, or a shadow binder from a Shae reading fates in blood. Or so I hear. From the maesters. But when I was a boy, I overheard the cook whispering to a maid about a woods witch camping outside Horn Hill who was called Maggie the Frog. Now I realise it was probably a corruption of the Eastern word for wizards, Maggie. One day my father rode out hunting, though no game was in season, and whatever power she had likely didn't save her. Even the wisest maesters, however, have no answer for the Red Priests who prophesy about the return of the Long Night. For thousands of years, they've kept watch for the return of the prince who was promised, who will be born amid salt and smoke to drive off the darkness once again. Prince of what realm, promised by whom and to whom? The prophecy doesn't say, but at the very least it confirms that not even Essos escaped the Long Night. I imagine the cataclysm must have confused the East. Unlike Westeros, they wouldn't have known of the Night King, or the White Walkers, or the war waged by the First Men and the Children of the
I don't know
Forest.
when I asked that.
They would have just seen a terrible winter descend and linger far too long until spring magically returned to the world. Yet somehow, maybe from passing merchants, maybe in their fires, the Red Priests saw the truth. Now the truth is here again, for anyone to see. But the maesters refuse. They debate and question and doubt, not to choose the wisest course, but because they're too used to doing nothing else. Most prophecies might be lies, but not all of them. The Long Night is coming. If we don't believe that, well, we won't need any prophecy to tell us our future.
Damn. Like, that was what I don't remember when I asked it, but I'm like, so when it comes to the Long Night and the Night King, I'll talk about it when we get there, dude. I could probably talk about it if I remember at the end of the video, because it should be around the time when this is posted. But I was like, so when it comes to the White Walkers and all that and everything, are they just gonna be chilling in Westeros? Like, are people in Essos just gonna be big chilling? That was my question. I guess that's my answer right there. Also, I heard about, because I hear we didn't really hear that much about the White Walkers when it came to the books. This what I'm hearing, like, because I also was gonna record videos, differences between shows and books. I was like, that's something that you just watch on your own. And I recorded it, but I just deleted it. I don't have it anymore. Like, well, it could be in my recycle bin, but I don't think it is. I think I'm trying to clear my space. But I remember them calling them the others, and what it showed a picture on the screen, and I think I saw White Walkers and other creatures. So is the White Walkers actually called the others, or is the White Walkers a part of the others when it comes to the books? I still won't, like, I'll probably be within the first book when this video drops, but maybe the second book. So I won't know for sure, but let me know in the comments, man.
In its time, the Dragonpit was a marvel of the world. Full-grown Targaryen dragons nested beneath its massive dome. And even on the darkest nights, the walls seemed to glow with the fire of the great beasts inside.
As had the site's previous occupant, the Sept of Remembrance, when Maegor the Cruel blasted it with dragonfire during morning prayers. The screams of the dying men echoed through King's Landing all day, and a pall of ash and smoke hung over the city for a
Yo, and it should be coming soon, actually, when I'm dropping this video. I'm excited as fuck for House of the Dragon now, even more excited.
Sept of Remembrance faded from memory.
I just thought it was going to be like a one-season mini-season, so I wasn't even going to be that too crazy on it.
The Dragonpit.
Labor proved elusive, however. For after the Red Keep was finished, Maegor had hosted a 3-day feast for all the builders, stonemasons, and carpenters who had worked to build it. At its conclusion, he slaughtered them, so that only he would know the castle's secrets. So many men fled the construction of the Dragonpit that Maegor was forced to employ the prisoners of the city dungeons, supplemented by skilled and ignorant builders from across the narrow sea.
For more than a century, the Targaryens housed their dragons in the Dragonpit. But dragons are not horses to be stabled or hounds to be kennelled. With each generation, the dragons became less massive, less swift, less long-lived.
And less invulnerable. During the Dance of Dragons, 2 Targaryen factions killed a handful of their family's dragons while fighting each other. A frenzied mob even broke into the Dragonpit and slaughtered the 5 dragons chained there. Though the last managed to bring down the roof of the Great Dome on its assailants.
I don't know if we're gonna say it right here.
Never recovered their former strength or numbers.
I don't know if they're talking about previously, like how they said they're getting smaller, but I remember in the history and lore, maybe that no, either or, because you say it with dragons and you say it with Targaryens. I remember, I think it was Dance of the Dragons when it came to that. I don't remember if it was a Targaryen or a dragon or both got burnt. And I recall hearing, like I said before, well, not like I said before, I put it in videos down the line, not down the line, before, like season 3 type shit. And I said, I'm rewatching the show with my mom. And after Viserys got his crown, Daenerys was like, a dragon can't be burnt or something like that. And then also we saw how that season ended. So I don't know. I'm actually confused on that one.
Perhaps their line had been too broken, or perhaps others intervened to break it further. But the last dragon grew no larger than a cat, and its death earned Aegon, third of his name, the epithet Dragonbane.
What is a dragon pit without dragons? The roof remained where it had fallen. The great bronze doors rusted and fell off their hinges.
Whoa, that was
Prostitutes cavorted where fantastic creatures had once
man, when we saw it, it looked like a gladiator pit.
Then came
Well, a little smaller one, but still.
Now dragons once again darken the sky. But they will never darken the dragon pit again. Daenerys has learned the folly of chaining her dragons. The dragon pit is and will remain a ruin of a bygone age, when kings and queens flew high above their countrymen.